All right. So I have 5 stocks I'm going to go over, ETFs as well, but a total of 5. And I want to talk about last week. And I'll be talking about it in greater detail tonight, again, on the members group Inner Circle, 7 p.m. for members only. That's a private session where I take symbols that our members are inquiring of me to review. We talk about them. It's an open mic night for members. Prior to that, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, that is the YouTube live stream. Join us there, free to all. And we'll be talking about these symbols in greater detail that I go over right now. Right now, we're just going to do a higher level view of why I like them. And we'll do a deep dive tonight, along with reviewing the futures market and how we appear poised to be opening up into the new trading week. Now, the question that you'll want to hear is, how did you do last week? Why am I listening to you? We did great last week. We went into the new year as we exited last year, very, very long of the gold miners and silver, and also short of the stock market. We opened up shorts at the beginning of the year, at the end of the year, added more at the beginning of the year, and we are short of the S&P 500 and the Russell 2000. I discussed those positions with members on the week ahead commentary posted in the members area. So members, if you're watching this, go check that out. All right, so going into the week, we were very bullish on gold, silver. It worked out well. We are very up on the year. On Friday, however, we did see a reversal bar on the gold mining trade. And I warned on swing trading today, I do that 5 a.m. I did it on Friday, 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I warned, be careful of a pullback. Despite all of the fear that was being driven into the markets, I was concerned about a pullback on gold and the miners. And the gold price did not pull back. I think they will early this week. The gold miners did pull back. In fact, here's what I had to say. So gold on a 15-minute basis, the first chart I pulled up, is just an amazingly beautiful chart. Stair-stepping higher. The one thing I'm going to warn about right off the bat, looking at this chart, is this. We have a diverging RSI. So while this is a really pretty chart, it's a beautiful setup, more than likely it's going to be a good day. You know, this is an event, right? And it's one man. I'm going to still say, be cautious here, be wary of a sell-off, be wary of a pullback. Because we're going to be heading up into, we'll take a look at resistance levels. We're very close to all-time highs in U.S. dollar terms on gold, and there will be some selling pressure. Let's take a look at the dollar. Now, here is our gold mining position, NUGT. I'll talk about this more tonight. We had an outside reversal day on Friday. Despite the fact, all the fear that was in the market, but the charts were setting up for a pullback. I had been warning about it. The markets were sending us signals. Here, bearish key reversal bar. Here, filled candlestick, finally, outside reversal day. And we went short here of the gold miners, really a hedge because we were long. But we went short using DUST, the leveraged ETF, putting you short of the gold miners while still holding our NUGT position. We scalped the profit quickly there. And we also sold covered calls, the 37 strike price, which on Friday morning, I thought I was going to get called out of, but we didn't. Those options expired worthless. I think that we're going to get a continuation pullback this week. We will be looking to buy more. So more to come here in the coming days, and even this evening on NUGT, gold, etc. So stay tuned. And if you want to take a look at the intraday setup here on NUGT, look at this. This filled candlestick on Friday morning, the fact that we couldn't close at the highs of the day, were consistent with the prior days, despite war in the Middle East, this, World War III, that. Despite the markets told you we're overbought, we're going to get a pullback. We pulled back. All right, no great shock here. We did not go chasing. We stuck by our discipline, which we will continue to do. Now, taking a look at the symbols that we're watching for the coming week. Excuse me for a moment. We are looking at LABU. LABU has really had a big pullback here. We were long on this breakout here. And we booked profits a little bit too quickly. There was more fuel left in the tank, but we made money on it. But we have since pulled back and, in fact, broken down below. Let's update this. I want to extrapolate out. Okay. We have broken down below support. Last seen here in mid-December, and it appears as though we may pull back a bit further here, but there's a trade setting up, and we're going to talk about this evening on Sunday Night Stock Charts Live, or Sunday Night Futures Live, sorry. It's Thursday Night Stock Charts Live, Sunday Night Futures Live. I'm still getting used to it. I've only been doing it for 3 months. I'll get it someday. All right, so LABU looking good. We're going to talk about more about this tonight. There's a link in the email I just sent you to get this video. There'll also be a link in the video description area, whether it be on the website or on YouTube, that will allow you to join us tonight, the live stream. So please join us there. What else are we looking at? Boeing. We're looking at Boeing from a very high level view. I talked about this at the end of the year, and Boeing so far in the year is up by about 2 percentage points, but still, the path of least resistance remains down. This chart is extremely ominous, setting up with a potential head and shoulder setup, left shoulder, head, right shoulder. Here's your neckline. Stokes is still weak. RSI is still weak. So we're going to do a deep dive. We're going to try to identify whether or not we have a good risk-reward entry point on this short side here, or should be thinking about getting a little bit more bullish on Boeing. The jury's out. We'll talk about it tonight. That's my tease. I want you to join. Join the live stream, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, please. I'll see you there. I'm assuming the sale. Also, another stock that we're looking at is jobs, 51 jobs. And the reason why I like this setup here is that we broke out last week. Actually, not last week. 2 weeks ago. The week of December the 16th, retested the week of the 23rd, retested last week. What else did we get? A confirmation breakout, a continuation breakout on JOBS. Is it time to buy? It's a little bit extended, right? But there will be a time. We're going to be talking about a setup. We'll be using TrendSpider to identify the best risk-reward entry point for this trade. So again, join us tonight, Sunday Night Futures Live. And we could talk about it more in the private inner circle with members at 7 p.m. You bring up the topics, I address your topic. 7 p.m. Sunday night tonight, Eastern Standard Time. What else are we looking at? The TZA. The TZA is up on the month, and I am seeing bullish things here happening with RSI, trying to hold support here. It's obviously still under pressure, despite the fact that it's up. But let's face it, here's the IWM. The IWM has yet to break out to new all-time highs. It is lagging the major averages. And we are now on a weekly basis, 2 consecutive back-to-back weeks to the downside. Daily chart. On the 2nd, we had a hollow-filled candlestick, which was a tell. You don't want to see hollow-filled candlesticks, which are a sign of indecision when you're flirting with a breakout. Because we had put in a high here on the 27th, pulled back, and as I always like to say to members, when they're thinking about buying the pullback or buying right before a breakout, the test is always at the top. Do you break out or do you break down? And in this case here, there was a failure to break out. And on Friday, we broke down below prior lows. IWM is in a lot of trouble here. It doesn't mean it's out. It doesn't mean it can't recover, but it's not looking good. We're going to talk more about TZA this evening, entry points and whatnot. And of course, I do send out trade alerts to members, and we do market wrap every night discussing the markets and our positions each evening private with members. The last chart I have up here is Darling Ingredients weekly chart. Now, this is, you know what? I'm not going to go over the weekly chart right now. I'm going to go over the daily chart. I'm going to illustrate for you why this is a short. And I know it. Don't hit me. I know this is a beautiful chart. All you guys out there want to short it. You've been burned so far. You're right. But they don't use the charts the way I do. Right now, I'm looking at RSI at above 90. And it can go higher. I'm open-minded. Volume is still good. You got to appreciate the fact that you still have institutional demand in there buying up these shares. So tonight what we're going to do is we're going to do a deeper dive into the intra-period charts, 2-hour, 30-minute charts, perhaps 4-hour charts, talking about, are we seeing any internal divergences? Because remember, for a chart on a daily basis to begin to break down, it must first begin to break down on a 15-minute basis, so on and so forth. So we'll be looking at those charts, and we'll be looking to short Darling Ingredients. And that is it for best stock charts for today, folks. Please join us tonight, Sunday night, live. It's free, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will send out a 15-minute alert to those on our opt-in email list. So there are two ways of doing this. You can click the link below where it says 15-minute alert, enter your email address there. Or you can click the free tutorials of my 5 favorite candlesticks right below there as well. You'll get a tutorial series of 5 videos of my favorite candlestick setups. And either way, I'll be sending my 15-minute alert out to everyone. Hope to see you there. Say hello. Don't be silent. And everybody have a profitable trading week. Be well.